Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Demon Slayer Wave 2, Rui, Giyu, and Shinobu. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. And before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know that all three of these figures are in stock at Amazon at the time of this recording for regular retail price. I will put links to the description of each one of these in the description below. And just remember, if you pick one of these up from the links, it will help out the channel with a few pennies. All right, starting off at the front of the package here, we do have Shinobu Kochi here with all of the stuff that she comes with. You can see everything she comes with, that nice sword, some extra hands, her blade effect, the stand in the background, and then some nice artwork of her on the back, which I really dig. It's gorgeous. 22 moving parts. Let's get her opened up and take a closer look. So starting off with her accessories here, she does come with this beautiful flower sword here, her wisteria blade. It is really, really nice. I love the flower motif on the handle, which looks great. The bronze and the blue on the handle with the wraps look incredible. I love that the blade has this little silver tip on the end. It's got this nice black paint on it as well. It looks really, really cool. I dig this sword. Probably my favorite sword out of the line so far. She does come with two alternate hands, one gesturing hand and one fist, both with horizontal pegs. She has two gripping hands with the horizontal pegs out of the package. She does come with this beautiful like blade effect, which is really nice. A slashing effect. It looks like flowers, which is really pretty. I just love the detail here. And I also really like how easy this kind of goes in. There's some little tabs. You just got to make sure that you feed this through. You just want to make sure that you hit each one of them. And there we go. There we have it. And that looks really nice. I love the way it wraps around. And what I like about it is that it's really light. It's very thin plastic. It's very light. It doesn't weigh down the sword a lot like Tanjiro's blade effect does. And she does come with this really nice McFarlane Toys Demon Slayer stand. So taking a closer look at Shinobu herself, man, she looks incredible. That paint on the face is just insane. Look at the different colors in her eyes, which looks really nice. I would have liked for her to have some pupils, but that's okay. Nice fade on the hair, and this beautiful butterfly hairpin that she has is fantastic. Look at all the sculpted lines in the cloak, and this beautiful ombre fade from the pink to the green to the white. Looks really nice. I do have a little peg kind of poking out there on the side. It really should have been shaved down a little bit further, but you can see her Hashira robes underneath. Her little uniform looks great. Some more of that gradient on the leg wraps. And then I really like the little ties on the back, and then the delicate little purple wraps on her shoes look really cool. I really dig that. As far as articulation goes, she can look up about that far, which is pretty good for a McFarlane Toys figure. She can look down that far. She has a nice rocker on her head so she can move all around and get some expressions there. Arms can go all the way out and hit that T-pose, no problem. They can rotate all the way around if you need them to. You do have a single joint and a swivel there at the elbow. Oh, that's what's going on, is that pin isn't pushed all the way through. You can see it over here. I may have to try to fix that later. The hands have a swivel and a horizontal hinge. She does have 2 points of articulation at the chest. She has that upper diaphragm joint, which twists and turns, and then she has the waist joint, which twists as well, which is really cool. She does have that rubber diaper on, but it is very soft and pliable, can get out of the way. She can kick all the way forward, but if you leave her in a position like this for long, you are going to warp that soft plastic there. She can go all the way out to the side, go all the way back that far, which is really nice. She has some nice leg movement. She does have that big ball joint that we've seen before on these figures. She does have... she does not have any upper boot swivel. She does have a hinge, a swivel, and a rocker at the foot for feet articulation, and she has toe articulation as well. So there you have it. Let's get her sword in her hand just to see what that looks like. And man, she is looking pretty incredible. I really dig the colors. the detail work. She just looks fantastic. I mean, for a $20 figure, $25 figure, this is pretty cool. I want to swap the hands out, but they are in really, really tight, so I'm going to need to heat them up. I do not want to break this figure because after I review it, I'm going to give it to my son because he loves Demon Slayer, and he has a little anime collection in his room, so I don't want to break it. So there you have it, and there's a closer look at Shinobu. Taking a closer look at Giyu here. He looks great. He is the largest figure in the line so far. I don't see any blade effects in here, which is kind of a departure, but maybe it's because he's so big and takes up so much room, and that costs so much plastic. You have the name down there, and then some nice artwork on the back. I really wish we could get him in that pose, but I don't think that's going to happen. So let's get him opened up and take a closer look. All right, starting off with his accessories, he does come with this really nice long sword. Mine's got a little bit of a bend to it from the package, but I'm going to heat that up and fix that. We have some bronze work on the handle, some rust color, those white wraps. Looks really cool. A nice blue part to his blade here, which looks really cool. He does come with a bunch of hands, which is really cool. I dig it when McFarlane does this. We have two punching fists, and then we have two gesturing hands, two different gesturing hands for left and right. And you see that they don't have hinges. The wrists are ball pegs, and they just pop on. He does have that Demon Slayer stand that he comes with as well. Taking a closer look at him here, man, he just looks great. That face paint is immaculate. It is, I don't know if they're doing face printing technology or what, but it is super, super clean and crisp. Look at that hair. It looks really nice. Just the detail on the robes here is just impeccable. The printing that they're using on the robes for this entire line is just insane. And look how clean the eyes are. That's not hand painted. That's applied digitally or by some sort of printer. That looks nice. The ponytail is not on any kind of a ball joint. It does not move and rotate at all. That's probably going to hinder neck articulation. And just look at that pattern on his robe. That is just insane. That looks so great. I love it so much. The wraps on the feet look good. The little sandals. Look, I love the back of the wraps, how they snap like that. It looks really cool. As far as articulation goes, he is not going to be able to look up far at all because of that ponytail. He can only look down about that far. The head is on a ball joint, so it can bobble and swivel back and forth as you need to. Arms can go out and hit that T-pose, no problem. Can spin all the way around. You do have a nice hinge at the elbow. Gets a little past 90 and a swivel, which is nice. And, man, I really like how they even printed the print on the hinge, so when it's straight, it looks nice and clean and hides that hinge really well. The hands are on a ball joint, and they do have a swivel and a hinge right there. He does have the 2 points of articulation on the chest, so he has an upper diaphragm joint that moves back and forth, and it can bobble side to side. And of course, you've got that waist articulation, which is really cool. I love the Hashira robes underneath. Looks really great. He does have that McFarlane diaper, but you can kick all the way forward because it is very soft and pliable. You just don't want to leave it that way. It can kick all the way out to the side. Can't really go back. Has a little bit of a thigh swivel. He does have the upper boot cut, which is really nice. And then he does have a hinge, a swivel, and a rocker for the foot, and of course toe articulation for those ninja poses. All right, so let's get his sword in his hand and see how he looks here. And this is a pretty beefy sword. It could have been just like a touch smaller, but yeah, I think that looks great. So there you have it. There's a closer look at Giyu. And here we have Rui, our very first villain in the wave, which is really nice. You can see does come with that nice big spider in the background, couple of extra hands, and I think that's it. I don't see any other. I don't see anything else in there other than the stand. So we have this nice artwork of him fighting Tanjiro with the webs in the background. But let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look. As far as accessories go, Rui does come with 2 additional hands, some fists here with horizontal hinges, but you can barely see the hands underneath the robes, just like in the cartoon. So no need to really swap, I don't think. He does come with this really nice spider, but this thing is very fragile. It's all one piece. It's this very thin plastic. It's a very stiff plastic that has some bounce to it whenever you flick these little arms. It is nicely painted, although it doesn't have a lot of paint apps. It looks beautiful, but you don't want to mess around with this thing too much. I'm afraid if you were too harsh with the legs, you could probably break them off. But you see how large it is compared to my hand. It's a really nice piece, and he does come with that stand, of course. And this figure is beautiful. Just look at that gradient on the hair, wrapping around the sides there. It looks like spider legs coming around, which is really cool. The face is printed really nicely. Let's see if we can move some of this hair out of the way. And yeah, the other eye is printed very nicely underneath. Just the paint on the head is beautiful. The paint on the robes, the lines, and then these webs are just immaculate. It's so good. You can see how the hands are kind of like splayed open in the sleeves. Those would be really hard to change out anyway. I just love this robe. Too many, like, the little tie in the back, so many little details on the lines, and then the bare feet below. Just looks great. As far as articulation, he can look up about that far. It's not bad. Look down about that far. Head is on the ball joint, so you can swivel that around and bobble it as you need to. The arms can go out to the side, go all the way around, and no upper diaphragm joint. But let's see, how does this thing come apart? Yeah, you can see exactly. It's just one little ball peg in there, so he can just kind of bobble around, which is nice. I'm glad they did that. I didn't need that upper articulation point on the chest. The hinge, the arms have a single swivel and bend at the elbow. The hands are really in there, so you can't really... Oh, check this out. Okay, so we have double jointed knees for absolutely no reason. The legs can go all the way out to the side, can go forward about that far, and you're not going to get very much as far as like back leg articulation. But double jointed knees nonetheless. We have an ankle swivel. We have a hinge, a rocker, and then toe articulation. And this guy would look really cool up on a flight stand, kind of like he's hanging from his web lines, which would look really cool. But there is a closer look at Rui. Now, as far as size comparisons go, here we have them pretty much in order of their height, although I'm starting to notice that maybe because of the hair, I think Rui actually, you know, so we kind of go from like the highest here, but I really think Rui is probably a touch taller than Shinobu. So I think we probably need to readjust this and put Rui here in the middle, because I think just because of that hair, I think he's just a touch taller than Shinobu. That's what I'm thinking here. But we want to bring in some other characters here and see how they compare. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Tanjiro from Wave 1. You can see how he stacks up with the rest of his Hashira clan. Let's see here. Let's bring in Zenitsu, who's pretty much the exact same size as Tanjiro. Boy, these colors look great together. Let's see if we can get everybody in here all at once. Don't know if this is going to happen. We'll see if everybody can cooperate and stand up. So there we have it. But then we also need to bring in Nezuko. So let's see here. Let's where does she fall? She kind of is a little bit shorter than Zenitsu. So let's move these guys around a little bit and see if we can get them in here as far as like height comparison. Her little blood effects just really take up a lot of space. Yep, we're gonna have to do that and just adjust these guys a little bit. But there you have it. I think there's a pretty good height chart as far as how big these guys are. So let's get them into some backgrounds and under some lighting and see how they pose up. I have to say, I really love this line. I love the figures that we've gotten so far. I love the figures that are coming up. We're going to be getting more figures and some more characters that we desperately need in this wave. And I'm really glad that McFarlane is continuing this line and is putting more love into it because I really like it. Demon Slayer is one of the few animes that I actually watch, and I really love it. I really enjoy it. And I'm really glad to keep collecting this line vicariously through my son, because once I do the reviews, he gets to have them back in his room. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.